guys, it's Abby. Welcome back to my channel. So I'm a little bit late getting to you guys with the end of my second trimester update, but I'm 31 or 30, almost 31 weeks now. So, but I still thought I would share with you guys kind of how the end of my second trimester went and how the first couple weeks of my third trimester have gone. It is a little bit terrifying to think about the fact that I'm having a baby in less than 10 weeks, but you know, that's one of those things. It's like, well, he has to be born now. So not a lot has changed since my 20-week update, which I can put in a card up here. Big thing is, obviously, we didn't know the gender at 20 weeks, and we do now. We're having a boy. If you missed my gender reveal, I will also put that in a card up here. But yes, we're having a little boy. We're very excited. So just some of the bigger, like some things that kind of have changed since the last time. I noticed I had some increased vascular activity. Specifically, I had more nosebleeds. They were just little baby nosebleeds, but I noticed a substantial increase in blood. Even when I just blew my nose, that there would be a lot of blood. And I mean, I've been a nosebleed sufferer my whole life. I get nosebleeds if I get too hot, or if I get too stressed, or if I get too excited, or if I get too angry. Basically anything that makes my blood pressure go up can give me a bloody nose. So I'm used to it, so it didn't really bother me. I just noticed that I had more little nosebleeds than I had had before. Unfortunately, the headache really didn't alleviate. It actually got worse. I had to take a couple of the pills that my doctor prescribed. I've been trying to avoid taking them just because I prefer not to take medication if I don't have to, especially since I'm pregnant, but I was to a point where I couldn't really function. So one of them was turning into a migraine. So I was like, okay, I need to actually do this. But my mom had migraines every day when she was pregnant. So I think having these has helped with that a lot. Fortunately, the headache seems to be alleviating some now. It's still there, but it's not nearly as intense as it was for about 4 or 5 weeks or so. It was pretty intense. I have diastasis recti. If you don't know what that is, it's a separation of the abdominal muscles. It's very uncomfortable. And it makes your belly look kind of pointy when you laugh, or when you cough, or when you sneeze, or when you lay down, which is how we noticed it. And it's uncomfortable. I get a burning sensation at the top of my belly a lot. And it's just from it pulling. And they gave me this belt to wear, and I went under my belly, and then around my back, and then across the top. And let me just say, he was not happy with it. As soon as I'd put it on, I can't wear it anymore because it's too uncomfortable in other places. But he would kick and kick and kick and kick at the thing on my waist, because he does not like to be constrained in any way, shape, or form. He doesn't like it if I'm slouching too much. If I'm a little bit too slumped down, he tells me that's not okay. He doesn't like it if I'm like leaning in a little too much on my desk at work. He gets very annoyed with that. He's very temperamental, so it's gonna be interesting, I think. But yeah, sorry. I get out of breath even more easily than I did before. I have had an even more so increased difficulty in sleeping, which is kind of a bummer that sleeping is harder, just because, you know, sleep is pretty critical. Last night wasn't so bad. I think I only woke up about 4 times last night, but like there was a night last week I woke up 15 times in the night. And I had to go to work the next day. That was rough. That was really rough. I should have called in, but I didn't. But I was really, really tired. So that's been like kind of a bummer. Something else I've noticed is I've had some like more redness in my face, especially like around my nose and in my cheeks. I'm guessing that that's also just due to increased, you know, vascular activity. You have a higher blood volume when you're pregnant, all that stuff. So I'm guessing that that's why that redness is there. But I've only had like 6 pimples the whole time I've been pregnant, so I'm not going to complain. So some like more positive things. He moves like crazy. He moves a lot. He's very, very active. Like they didn't tell me to start counting kicks or anything, because he moves enough that it's not a problem. And it's at the point where like you can see my stomach moving, because for a long time he was super low. He was laying like basically in my pelvis. And so, you know, people be like, oh, can I feel him? I'm like, no, because it's really, really personal spot you have to touch. But now he's like up at the top of my abdomen, and so you can see my whole belly move. We saw some of my family for 4th of July, and my cousin was like, whoa, because he was moving, and I was like, yeah, it's kind of crazy. So he moves all the time. He's very, very active. And I got a notification from my phone at 21 weeks. It's like, your baby sleeps 14 hours a day. I was like, no, he doesn't. He does not sleep 14 hours a day. But I like that he's active, because then I know he's okay. I did tell my husband that if, future pregnancies, if our children are like way more mellow than this, I'm going to be convinced that they're dead like the whole time I'm pregnant, because he's just been so much of a wild child. And the other sweet thing is my husband actually reads to him sometimes, so that's like how we're trying to get the baby used to my husband's voice. So we'll sit on the couch, I'll sit on the couch, and we'll put a pillow in my lap, and my husband will lay with his head in my lap and then read to my stomach, and it's very, very cute. I just think it's adorable. And so that's been really, really sweet. So that kind of wraps up my second trimester. Third trimester, there has been some changes. Up until literally 2 weeks ago, I didn't have any stretch marks on my belly. I have stretch marks other places from when I was growing and when I hit puberty, because I had a few areas that grew very rapidly when I was in puberty. But these stretch marks are like not what I was expecting, in the sense that they're painful. I guess because I grew slowly enough before, my stretch marks didn't hurt. But I had to quit. That's why I had to quit wearing the belt for the diastasis, because I have a whole band of them along the bottom part of my belly, and they hurt and they itch really bad. Like, that's another thing, is the itchiness has been like almost to the point of tears bad the last few days. I think it's dependent on what pants I'm wearing. Like, it seems like if I'm wearing, it depends on what the top is made of, because like the slacks I wore today were terrible, but then the shorts I'm wearing right now are fine. But anyway, so that's been a thing too. But the stretch marks, they're painful. They're like very, very raw feeling, and I wasn't particularly expecting that. I was kind of also hoping that I was going to make it out of this without getting any stretch marks, just because I had made it so far in my pregnancy without getting any stretch marks, but that's okay. It's not the end of the world. I knew going into this that my body was not going to look the same. I know I'm still going to struggle with it, and that's okay. But anyways, and the other thing that's really made a comeback is the fatigue. Like, I've noticed the last 3 or 4 weeks, I come home and I'm like, I need a cat nap of some kind. Like, I need a nap, and I'll set my phone timer for 10 minutes and I'll sleep for half an hour or whatever. And today I didn't exactly take it. I took like a 3 or 4 minute, I slept for like 3 or 4 minute spurts for like 20 minutes. And so that's kind of a bummer that that's coming back, but I'm hoping that pretty soon, pretty soon I'll have a baby. I don't think that's going to remedy itself before that. So yeah, I've only got about 6 weeks or so of work left before I begin my maternity leave, which is kind of crazy. And I'm really excited that we're getting close. A little bit scared, not a little bit scared. Scared that we're getting close, but also really excited because I really want to meet him. We have our hospital tour in about 2 weeks. I mean, I know you don't have to do that, but I think it would make my husband feel better, and it'd be nice to see, since it's been a while since I've been to like the labor and delivery ward for this hospital, so I'm not sure like what the state of it is, so I want to see. Let's see, what else? Oh, I passed my glucose test. That was another thing. I did it, went fine. The rest of the day sucked because I didn't eat immediately afterwards. Eat immediately after you take your glucose test. You will thank me later. So you don't have to call your husband from work and you're crying because your blood sugar is that low. Yeah, it was not fun. Anyway, so I was really glad that went well. And he's growing, he's healthy. I haven't really had any big issues. My pregnancy has been really easy for the most part, so I'm really thankful for that. My feet are swelling. That's another thing. I wrote some of this down, but then I remember things as I like look at my body. They're not horrible. They didn't grow. They haven't grown any, and I don't think they're going to at this point, but they definitely have swelled, which is a bit of a bummer, but that's okay. Okay, so I think that is everything that I wanted to update you guys on. I might do one more like within a few weeks before my due date, but it might be that the next one I do, he's here. I don't know. So it's less than 10 weeks away. There's a lot to do in 10 weeks, but I'm very, very excited, and a little bit nervous. Well, not a little bit nervous. I'm very nervous, but I'm very excited. So anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I will see you in my next one. Oh, I didn't show you my bump. I was gonna wrap up my video not having showed you guys my bump. Oh my word. I'm so glad I remembered. Okay, so I've grown quite a bit. Most of my clothes don't fit anymore. But yep, he's loud and proud. He likes to stick out and take up lots of room. So, okay, so that is everything that I have for you guys today. I hope you guys enjoyed this, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.